everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today, it's kind of chilly in this corner, which is weird because it's like 50 to 60 degrees outside, but I don't know. Today is April 30th, which is National Independent Book Store Day here in America. I was really bummed by the way that Maine handled it. There was really nothing happening at the local bookstores, which was really sad. I would have liked for there to have been something more, something like exciting, I guess would be the word. But I'm going to do my part 2 April wrap up. So this is going to be the 4 books that I finished in the second half of April. The first book that I finished in the second half of April would be The Incarnation by Susan Barker, and I went into this with no expectations, really. I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't know what kind of good it was going to be. I just knew, bam, and papers were awesome. And I really loved those, and so I had picked up the hardcover hoping that the book would be just as wonderful, and I was not disappointed. The story is about a gentleman who lives in, I believe, modern day. It takes place during the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, and it is about a taxi driver who finds a note in the back of his taxi which has a message from a person telling him that they have lived multiple lives together in reincarnation and that nothing else matters, not his daughter or his wife or anything, just the two of them. And it's really beautiful, really wonderful, and something so spectacular and fabulous. And I couldn't be more in love with it. And I thought it was something really special. Trigger warnings of every type. I mean, everything. So just be fully aware of that. There's a really interesting take on mental illness and madness, and that's in there. And it's handled really honestly, in my opinion. I can't say that the characters handled it properly, but I can say that it was handled in an honest way where the madness was not so much shied away from. Like, it was an embarrassment to the family, but that's not news. But it was really beautifully done. The story was amazing. I couldn't put it down until I got my hands on a different book, and then I couldn't put that one down, and then I finished this one after. But really beautiful. And next, after that, I finished this. This is Hospice by Gregory Howard. I saw this on Under the Radar Books on Brittany's channel, and I heard her describe it as a book having to do with mental illness and an Alice in Wonderland-esque feel, and immediately placed an order in it, and I would have to agree. It has that Alice in Wonderland-esque feel. It's about, I guess the best way to explain it is it starts off about a girl named Lucy who is working odds and end jobs, and she meets some children who start to kind of interact with her, and weird things begin to occur within the town. And it deals very well with mental illness and madness and what happens with grief and what grief-stricken people are capable of suffering from, and suffering, like how they're capable of suffering. And it's not just a cut and dry scenario. And it was really beautiful and wonderful, and I couldn't stop reading it, and it interrupted The Incarnation, which was fine with me. And once I finished this, I was so in love, and I will definitely give this a reread when I have a chance. Next, we have this little book. This is Surveys by Natasha Stagg. It's pretty short. It's about 175 pages. I really enjoyed it. I can't say that it's something... I'm happy I own it. I think it's something so different from... I don't think this is a book for everyone. You go into it and it's very blunt. It's very honest. The main character, Colleen, is extremely frank in some ways that a lot of people may find very unappealing and unattractive. The story... I can't say that it's really very plot driven. I think it's a very good exploration of now and the current generation and what happens in our time, and the idea of celebrity and the idea of what's normal and what just sort of is what is. And I do love the way it's been published. It's a very large book for what it is, though, but I really liked it. And the font is actually very large, which was interesting. The chapters are super short, so I had three books this month that were amazing. And then I had one book this month that I'm already rereading because I feel like I missed something somewhere. And I could not be more impressed with the book. I could not be more excited about the book. I could not be recommending it higher. I also probably could not have found a book that had so much hype around it and was not like, for the first time, I read a book with hype and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why it's hyped. I get it. I get it now. I get it. Secret History by Donna Tartt. I went into this with mixed ideas and feelings because I'd had several people who all of a sudden were like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I went into it not knowing what to think. And I left it going, WTF. And I liked that feeling. I didn't like any of the characters, period. Like, by the end, I hated all of them. I felt sympathy for some. I felt angry at all of them. I felt they were all obnoxious. I felt all of them were rude and strange and entitled and awkward and wrong, and I didn't think that anyone in the story was someone I would want to spend time with, but I loved it, and I cannot recommend it more. If you're looking for a good book to sink your teeth into and really dive into, do it. Just do it. I'm on a page 180 for my second reading. I didn't expect to reread it so quickly, but I couldn't not. For some reason, it just wasn't leaving me alone. I went into I went into a book hangover after this book for about a week, and maybe a little less. For like 4 or 5 days, I was in a book hangover and I couldn't read anything. And then thank goodness Paige reached out and asked for a buddy read, because now I'm reading Burial Rites and I'm feeling about the same way as I do with this, about the hype. So there's that. I'm pretty content. Overall, I read 4, 9. I think I read about 1,100 pages this month, or this second half of the month, so I'm okay with it. In 4 books, I read about 1,100 pages, so I can live with that. Alright guys, I will see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any requests, or if you guys have any books that you recommend, or anything to that sort of criteria. Link or leave or love down below. All of the above are acceptable, and I will see you guys soon.